So now the recording is in progress. You need to click the button to say that you're okay with that. And we will get on with today's presentation once I've clicked on the correct button. Right. One moment, please. Share screen. Okay, here we go. So what we're about to do, what we're about to look at is the 2021 MiraMate Christmas Special Event. This is what it's all about. MiraMate is the name of a product range which is created by Spooky2, which is quick and easy to use. Doesn't require lots of skill and lots of knowledge. I mean, for those of you who are users of Spooky2 technology, you know there is a bit of a learning curve involved. With MiraMate products, they are designed to not have a big learning curve and just require you to, follow the instructions in the manual, take it easy, and you will get some positive results. Because it's easy to use, plug and play, make sure, you've got the power to the device and press the right buttons and you're up and running. That's what's so good about it. So let's go through what we are talking about today. The first part of today's presentation will tell you about the MiraMate Christmas sale because, you want to save a couple of quid. I want to save a couple of quid. We all do, especially during these times. So you'll be told about that. Be given a bit of an overview of the entire MiraMate range. We'll be talking especially at the moment about PEMF therapy and the technology behind it, why it's so cool, and a bit of the science behind it. Okay, because this is not just some kind of heebie-jeebie angel crystal and fairy kind of new age stuff. This is stuff which works. And then an introduction to a few PEMF devices, which is part of the MiraMate range, what the differences are between them, and why that's important. And then there'll be a few traditional questions that people ask and the answers which are provided. So just got to point out that we are basically about halfway through it. So it started on the 6th of December, it goes on till New Year's Eve, being the 31st of December this year. So therefore there is a bit of an imperative, if you wanted to get that money off, for you to go for it like pretty soon. Wait until the end of the presentation, think it through, think about what your needs are. Don't buy something that you don't need, do buy things that you do need, okay? But you'll start to see that this stuff is good for you no matter what. The sale rules involves MiraMate Christmas products with 10% off. So that involves the main units being Big Magic, Mini Magic, the PEMF kit, the LED prostate pack, which is something I'll be investing in at some point in the future because I'm getting older and I've got things to work on there. And also ray gun, and there'll be a few more little commemorative toys put in as well. All right. Then there's also Christmas gifts as well for anyone, for all customers who purchase during the MiraMate Christmas sale from the website, which is miramate.com, miramate.com. We have some little gifts just for you for orders under $500 US, the quick dry towel, and for orders over $500, the phone holder. Now I've got the phone holder they provide, and it's actually quite good. And I've actually got a large tablet which is sitting on it. I use that for my alarm clock, and it holds this big bulky tablet very nicely. And there'll also be some 3% coupons on various different accessories, and the coupon code for that is Merry Christmas 2021. Okay, now what is MiraMate's range? What is covered by MiraMate? What type of things do they work on? Okay, we got about 4 different things to look at here. First and foremost, advanced devices for better health. It pretty much does what it says on the tin there, okay? PEMF therapy for pains, injuries, LED light therapy for prostate health. That's the prostate pack I was talking about earlier on. Very useful for middle-aged men, okay? And VUV light therapy device for skin issues. So if you get skin infections, VUV devices are very good for that. I've got one of them myself, and I've used that to good effect on a few, fungal infections of my skin. So you're looking at pains and injuries, prostate health, and skin issues. All right, especially infection, and also liver spots too. The second point is this has recognition in the healthcare field. Again, I say it's not just some kind of new agey wishful thinking stuff. This is technology. FDA registered. The company itself has been going for 8 years because it's part of Spooky 2. Okay. Products proven effective by countless laboratory tests and consumer experience. Because if you're going to invest some of your hard-earned money, and we need to be careful about cash expenditure these days, we need to know that there are people out there who get real benefit from it, and the testimonials do come in. All right. Now, the company has a good ethical foundation and base, as I myself have experienced when dealing with them myself. So they call themselves a warm-hearted support team. Okay, there's always some support, there's always some patience, and very, very good to listen to your questions and your recommendations, and quick responses on emails and lifetime chats. That is, again, proven by my personal experience with the company in general. Okay, you get a warranty, 12 months. So you got some safety there. You get a 30-day money-back guarantee because they're coming from an ethical point of view. All right, so it's good. But let's look especially at PEMF. What is PEMF? Why is it important? Why is it important for you? Okay, this is, again, real, genuine, orthodox science stuff. It's pulsed electromagnetic field therapy. It's safe and a natural way to literally recharge your body so it can travel the path to better health. Okay, it does your cells some good. PEMF emulates the Earth's natural magnetic field to improve circulation cell metabolism. It easily penetrates the body using the low frequency pulsed electromagnetic field. The body is then, it's looked after, it's nurtured by these fields. The cells respond to it and regain their well-being. So there are people who had lots of different issues, such as, quite a few things, but also, with injuries and pain and disease and all sorts. And PEMF has been useful for that, with no other harmful side effects associated with drugs and medical procedures. I personally would say, obviously, if your doctor's told you to do something or to take something, do what your doctor says. Okay, but then you stack this on top, and then maybe you don't need as much medical care afterwards. It becomes a useful aftercare thing, as well as something which is very good for your well-being long term. So it has more than one particular function to it. And this is just even more proof and demonstration that we're talking about hard and fast proper science. Okay, NASA, which is the United States Space Agency, they published an experimental study in which they investigate the effects of electromagnetic fields on neuronal cells. So that's your nervous system. His team conducted a study to find out if it was possible to stimulate the regrowth of neural tissue with electromagnetic fields and improve electrical conductivity between the neuronal cells. They discovered electromagnetic field stimulation improved regrowth by 250%, which is a lot, up to 400%, which is even more. So there is some hard science behind PEMF as a wellness therapy, as a thing which can boost your physical well-being. So if you're already doing other cool things with like juicing and nutrition and diet and exercise and seeing your physiotherapist, then adding PEMF might possibly, help to move you forward a bit. So this is just an outline of some of the conditions that PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic fields therapy, can help with. Pain relief, that's a very common use for it. Arthritis, fibromyalgia, backache, joint pain. And I don't know how to pronounce that word either. Ankylosing spondylitis. Effective treatment for Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and stroke. Okay, I'm getting older. I'm concerned about these things. I'm therefore going to, think about using this technology. Bringing mental peace for migraine, panic attack, pressure, and phobias. I mean, we're all in a very worrying environment at the moment. Well, with everything that's happening in the outer world, maybe just bringing that extra bit of peace through adding the, the good beneficial PEMF frequencies to your body and to your mind, your brain, could actually help to just chill you out and help you get over a few things and take some of the psychological and emotional pressure off the cell. Sounds big, doesn't it? Okay. Increasing bone density. Again, when we get older, we need to worry about osteoporosis, arthritis, joints, fractures, and all the rest of that. Helping with livers and kidneys, pancreatitis, hearts, respiratory tracts, and intestines. Try and bring them back to well-being. Helping with skin problems, burns, scars, dermatitis, acne. I mean, this is actually quite cool stuff, isn't it? All right, there's a lot there. Just take that in for a moment. Just take that in. So if you're doing other wellness things and you add this to it, maybe, just maybe, it'll help it. Okay, now we're looking at the two main ones which MiraMate does. There's a large area device and there's a local area device. The big magic and the mini magic. Okay, these are the two main things. The big magic is big, it's like a mat, you can lie on it. And the mini magic has got those two little PEMF coils, which you can use like surgical sticky tape that you can buy from the pharmacy to stick it onto the relevant place and deliver the healing power that way. But let's start off talking about big magic. Okay, this is the big pad, big enough for you to sit on, put on your chair, big enough for you to place on your bed, underneath your bed sheets. Okay. Now, the big magic works by sending very brief magnetic pulses into the areas of the body affected by chronic pain or illness or disease or whatever it is you're trying to assist with your healing process. These pulses create a low and completely safe frequency of electrical currents in your tissues, giving them more energy to repair damage, stimulate growth of stem cells. We've all heard about stem cells. We all know they're really important. And they're like the foundational cells for all the other things within you. So if you can just give them a bit of a nudge in the right direction, that helps. See what I mean? Big magic has been optimized for long treatments. So that means you can do it for an overnight thing every night for a few months, a few years, whatever it is you prefer. Okay? The frequency is applied from one direction for 10 minutes and then changes direction for another 10 minutes. This means your body maintains equilibrium and doesn't become, excessively charged. Because it balances. It does it one way, it goes the other way, but it's still keeping that same frequency going. So it's still good for you. And the frequency itself is related to the natural frequency of the Earth, which is called the Schumann resonance. I'm sure you've all heard of the Schumann resonance, about 7.8 cycles per second. It has various different harmonics going up, going down, and various different ratios of that. It's a frequency which the humans have evolved with, okay, and which your body needs to maintain health. There are some people who are concerned about the effects of PEMF damage that's happening all around you. Other people suggest that if you just increase the quantity of Schumann resonance around you, that helps the body feel more at ease and therefore can do you some good as well. Okay, so maybe you're receiving less electrostatic interference or whatever from other sources, so you can then be in a much more harmonious field. Okay, you simply plug it into the mains, connect the other end to the magic pad itself. You can place the mat underneath the sheets of your bed, as I mentioned earlier on, or you can wrap it around your leg or other body parts where you feel pain. You know, around like your back, round your leg, around your arm. Choose a power level to suit you to the most part. So you can start off on 3 or maximum and see how that works for you. And then work down. But just don't shove the thing into a swimming pool or into the bath because it's not completely submersible. You know, you can deal with spillage, but it can't deal with like immersion. Then there's the MiraMate. As you can see, it's smaller. It's not very big. I think the one I've got is currently out of reach, but it's not very big. It's not much bigger than your phone in terms of physical size. It's fatter definitely, but it's, you know, it's maybe about the size of your phone. And it's got wires which come out of it, and it's got those 2 PEMF coils. This one is clever because it gives those brief magnetic pulses to stimulate the growth of stem cells. Pulses create a low and completely safe frequency for electrical currents into your tissues, giving them more energy to repair the damage. So it's there to help heal. Does that make sense? All your cells are tiny. Okay, to stimulate healing, the magnetic pulse must also be small. So it's the right type of pulse for the particular type of area. If the magnetic pulse is generated in the correct shape and pattern, hence the shape of the coils, healing is faster. MiraMate has 3 power levels. Maximum power should be used for severe pain or deep tissue damage, whereas the other conditions may require less power. Okay? You can use it when it's on charge. You can use it when it's, you can power it off a power bank if you wanted to or needed to. But it's also, you know, you can put individual 9-volt batteries into it and it works very well. You can just unclip and wrap a single coil to MiraMate, position the coils where you need to apply them. There's this, as you can see in the picture, there's an armband which comes with it. You can put the coils inside the armband or around the back because there's a larger strap for all that. So it's good. So when I got a bad case of sciatica, I did use MiraMate to help as well as all my other therapies, and there was benefit there. You set the desired power level using the front 3 position rotary switch. Turn the MiraMate using the switch located on the right-hand side. It's simple. You can have a single coil system, or you can have a quad coil system. Now, the quad coil system is when you got 4 placed in a little square, so you get a pad which you can then apply to the body. And it's worthwhile replacing the coils every 3 months. Okay. Now the kit includes both. You get the ability of the portability of the MiraMate, and you get the benefits of having the big magic, which you can keep at home on your chair or on the bed or wherever you need at home. Okay. So in the PEMF kit, which is when you get both, you get the MiraMate pulse unit, the single coils, the coil tester, the 5-volt DC power adapter, so you can plug it into the mains, and a little velvet bag to carry it all together when you don't want to use the presentation box. The Big Magic contains the Big Magic main unit, the deluxe mats, the coil tester, the 5-volt power adapter, a portable storage bag, and a user manual. So everything you need to just get started straight off the bat, straight out the gate. Now, what is the difference between these 2 particular PEMF devices? Okay, on the left-hand side, Big Magic. On the right-hand side, MiraMate. Okay. The cost is $531 US, Xmas sale price. So this is at the reduction. Designed for chronic pain, comes with a comfortable mats, frequency range 7.83. That's the upper end of Schumann. Also quite a low, just like an alpha frequency if interpreted as a brainwave frequency. So that's another reason why it could be really relaxing. 80 gauss, 2 power levels, penetration depth. This is the interesting thing. 300 inches. So that can really go right through your whole body. Okay. But the MiriMate, which is for your localized misuse, costs a lot less. Okay. But it is smaller. It's designed for acute pains and injuries, comes with the coils. Frequency range is 9.6 hertz, and that has 200 gauss. Okay. Okay. So let's have a quick look at the between the mats that we offer and the mat, another mat which are out. This is single, gentle, and healing frequency, which changes direction every 10 minutes. Shorter and sharper square wave, the good frequency. Single pulse in the same direction, normal square wave, high frequencies, and expensive. Essentially, what you'll find is that what you get from MiraMate is more affordable to the most part. You know, it's all this is like made close to being at cost as possible. And from what I understand, from what John White's been saying, you know, they work really hard to try and get the best possible way of keeping the cost down for us, as well as providing the good quality technology that we all, you know, admire and respect. So let's have a look at a few typical questions and answers. Firstly, will there be any side effects after using MiraMate, Big Magic, or MiriMate? Bottom line is this is PEMF, so no. We haven't received any feedback or reports of side effects that occur after using Big Magic or MiriMate, so relax and don't worry about that. I know that whenever we're thinking about a new therapy or thinking about buying a new device, then we do worry about whether we're using it right and is it going to be bad for me and so on and so forth. No, these things provide the Schumann resonant frequency, which is the frequency of the electromagnetic energy between the ionosphere and the Earth's surface, created by all the thousands of thunderstorms which occur on the planet throughout the 24-hour cycle, and is the frequency that we are used to. So the company's only ever got positive reviews and use them pretty much all the time, and over a long period of time as well. So no, there's nothing to worry about as far as I can tell there. Are MiraMate and Big Magic, MiriMate safe for animals? Absolutely. The only real problem with your animals is making sure that they can get the therapy. If you were to get a Big Magic and put it into the bed of your dog or your cat, then they can be really, really useful. These things apply scientifically proven pulses that can bring significant health benefits to you and your pets. Okay? So if you're caring for a cat, you're caring for a dog, these things could be useful. Okay. Now this is another big question. How long is it going to take? I just, you know, attached my coils. I've been running it for a while. I'm not getting any benefit straight away. But it does depend dramatically on the type of disease or health problem you're treating. When it comes to acute pain, some people feel immediate relief after a short treatment. Of course, others won't. But the thing to do is to carry on using it in order for the, you know, the benefits and the healing benefit to accumulate. The recommended treatment time is more than 1 to 2 hours. Chronic pain, use it for half an hour a day. You can do much more than that. But with PEMF, I think it's pretty much like the more of it you use, the better. Are there any prohibitions or restrictions on the use of MiraMate PEMF devices? Okay, this is what we got to think about. Do not use MiraMate or Big Magic or MiriMate under these circumstances during pregnancy. Having a URI that is not safe for MRI, okay, an implant. When in the case of organ transplants, when using pacemakers, medical pumps, hearing aids, or other electrical implants that are unsafe with MRI. I think it's got to use some common sense here. I don't know personally how much research has been done into the effects of PEMF during pregnancy. I don't know, but it'd be worthwhile being safe with that. But it does make sense if you've got something inside you which is metallic, or an electrical device, it's like a pacemaker or a hearing aid, then maybe it's not for you. Okay, if you use a hearing aid, maybe you can take it out during the time when you're receiving a therapy. Okay, and then when you finish your session, then you can put your hearing aid back in. Okay, so what's the PEMF mat actually made from? And can you use it directly on your skin? It should not produce allergies for most people, so it can be used directly on the skin. Don't worry about that. I suppose if you are concerned, if you had a thin layer of cloth between yourself and the mat, that would probably be all you need, as far as I can tell. Is it safe to leave the big magic or mini magic on overnight? Yeah. You can use this thing for a long period of time and there'll be no negative effects as far as we know, since their effects are essentially mild and are supposed to help people in the long term. So if you want to do long sessions, as long as it's convenient, do them. Just do them, it's okay. Is it normal that chronic pains come back? Okay. Right, we're talking about healing here. We're not talking about pressing a big invisible red button in the universe that makes all your problems go away. So it is normal that pains can come back after the treatment in the early stage. However, if you can use it every day for at least 1 to 2 hours and use it for over a month, the pain should be relieved in the long term. And mini magic is better for acute pains and injuries, whereas big magic is better for chronic issues. Okay, so acute versus chronic. If you've got like a sprain or something which is more temporary but needs a bit of extra healing work, then mini magic is probably your go-to device. But with big magic, if you've got longer term problems or you just need much more healing, then go for the big magic. Does that make sense? Is it okay to use big magic and mini magic together at the same time? Go for it. It's not a problem. They won't interfere with each other, and the combination of the devices can even enhance the overall effect. So maybe you want to use a big magic for your overall bodily healing, and you want to use the mini magic to do some targeted healing at the same time. MiraMate has lots of lovely useful links here. Firstly, there's the website miramate.com, MIRAMATE, miramate.com. There are 2 Facebook links there, MiraMate PEMF and a MiraMate Facebook group. And also you can search on YouTube for MiraMate for all more useful tips and advice and ideas and all the rest of that. Okay, so I'd like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Happy Common Festival of Lights, Happy Common Midwinter, just be happy and be merry, okay? Okay, hope you found that interesting. There's things in the Q&A and there's things in the chat which I'll have a quick look at. Bear with me a second as I get closer to the screen so that I can actually read it better because I'm a fair distance away for aesthetic purposes. Other than simplicity, how does MiraMate PEMF compare with the PEMF of Spooky 2's coil? Right, well, the coil for Spooky 2 has been designed, the way I understand it, predominantly for use with Spooky Central. And therefore it's very good for what it's good for. Yes, it can still be used for other things such as imprinting and delivering some PEMF. And if you've already got that and you're having good benefits with it, I'm not going to stop you from using that. But it's also rather inconvenient to be connected to a frequency generator all the time. So you need to have something more portable, which is designed specifically for your pain management and tissue healing purposes. And that's why it's good to have portability of MiraMate Mini Magic. Hope that makes sense. All right, let's have a look at the chat. All right, I'll go back to the beginning of the chat and see if there's anything else there which needs looking into. Okay, yeah. Seeing the history of the chat and everyone talking about my cat. Okay. Okay, what does the frequency suggest for replacing the coils? Yeah, every 3 months. When it comes to the mini magic every 3 months, I don't think you need to worry as much with the big magic, but you do get a little tester. And you can use that to test your mats, and you can use it to test your coils to make sure they're still working to the optimum level. The coils on the mini magic essentially is a consumable device, so it can, get hot, get worn out with time, because these things are designed to be as affordable for yourself when you need them. But yes, it is correct. It does depend upon how often you use them. So you use a little testing device which comes with it. Talking about it, why is 30 inches your body and why 300 inches? Okay, well, the big magic has got more coils in it. The big magic has got more power to it. So the big magic's got more penetration power and therefore delivers more ability to be able to do good. I wouldn't advise you use it with a pacemaker. Can it be used with scalar? I don't see why you shouldn't run scalar as well as using this device as well. I think that there may be a bit of an interaction, but I don't think it's worthwhile worrying about that because you still get a lot of scalar anyway. I've heard of some people using things like the zapper on the microgen whilst they're in the scalar coil and getting benefits from both. That's what they're saying, and they seem to believe that there's an extra benefit to the frequency going through the scalar coil. Through the scalar field, and that kind of like makes the whole effect for your body better. What if your partner is using it on their pillow at night next to you with a pacemaker? I'm not a person who understands how pacemakers work, but I would definitely exercise some caution there, as the PEMF could disrupt the pacemaker somehow. And I would generate some distance, possibly even sleep in 2 separate beds, because you're trying to look after your health, your partner's trying to look after their health, and you need to factor that in and also your lifestyle so that you can look after each other's well-being. Can you use it within the bone? I would say that when you're recovering from an operation and it's to do with the bones, it could possibly be a useful thing. So how many coils do you receive with the mini magic? You typically get 2 coils. You can actually stack them together like a really targeted, focused thing on a small area. But you can also position them either side of a problem. And it's just 2 coils that are about that big. But you also have to buy extra coils if you want to get the quad, which is the pad of them, which is much more convenient when you want to shove it on your back and get like a larger area. Can this device help with epilepsy or leaky guts? Yeast overgrowth, does it cause any Herx reaction? I don't believe there's a Herx reaction from using PEMF technology. As far as epilepsy is concerned, I'm not too sure. I don't know. However, if it does have some kind of neurological healing benefit, then it would make a lot of sense that there could be some benefit to you through running it for your epileptic condition. My only real concern, I suppose, would be if you are personally epileptically sensitive to those frequencies, and therefore you'll have to exercise a certain quantity of caution. Leaky gut, hypothetically, yes, there could be some benefits there, because what we're talking about is the development and growth and healing of stem cells, which can then help to provide healing to other parts of the body. When it comes to yeast overgrowth, you would actually need a more aggressive killing method for that. And I personally would suggest using contact or plasma, using the Spooky 2 products and Rife therapy, as well as, of course, herbs, nutrition, diets, and so on and so forth, in order to reduce the overgrowth of yeast and candidiasis. Okay, I think that's any questions from the chat dealt with, see if anything else has appeared here. All right, so now you know all about the PEMF of MiraMate. Definitely have a look at their website in general, because there's all kinds of fun stuff there. If you're not yet aware of Spooky 2 as well, and what they do, have a look at spookyfigure2.com and spookyfigure2-mal.com as well. All right, because I'm still in awe of what Spooky 2 has already done for me, and I'm still working on myself. It's great technology, it's very useful, and it's all there just to literally help you with your life. Seriously, it's good stuff. All right, well, I think we've pretty much covered everything so far. There's no more questions as far as I can tell. And yeah, I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas, very Merry Midwinter, Merry Happy Solstice, Happy Merry Common Midwinter Festival holiday for all people around the world, even for those people in Australia where it's summertime and the sun's shining, but you're still singing in the deep midwinter at the top of your voice. And I wish you all the best. Okay. And here end of the presentation. See you all in a bit. Go and check out the website.